Full tutorial on how to create a blog. You've gone ahead and created your Gmail and have your Drive set up. So you've gone ahead and logged in. You'll see the Google Apps button right here. Go ahead and click on that and it'll bring up some options for you. We're looking for a blogger. We don't see it here, so we click on more and still aren't seeing it, so we'll click on even more from Google and we get this screen. We scroll to the bottom and you will find Blogger. You can also click on Blogger in your address and it should bring up the same thing. So just click on Blogger. You can see I have several blogs that I started. I'm going to show you a simple how to create a blog, and then I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make those changes. So new blog, you'll type a title for your blog and then an address for it. And you can notice that it has .blogspot.com. So you put in your address, it will tell you if the address is not available. So this one is, so I would simply go ahead and click on Create a Blog. And it is setting it up. And now if I click on View Blog, it has automatically set up for me. And because I put this title goes here, that's what it listed as my title. So I can go back and go ahead and go to Design. I can change it under Template and Settings. I can go ahead and make changes. So I'm going to customize this one. And you can choose different templates. So if you go through and click on these, it will give you an idea, looking at the bottom, what your blog will look like. Under Picture, you've got options. Awesome, you've got some more options. And I'm just going to stick with a simple, and we'll just go ahead and keep it this color for now. But you play around with what you want. Know that you can go in and change your background, so you can add images to it by clicking on this button. It pulls up a bunch of different options for you for images. So you would go ahead and click on these, and it has lots of choices for you in each of those areas. So I'm going to go ahead and just click into patterns, and we'll just drop this one in just so I can show you quick what happens. We can adjust the width. When you adjust the width, it takes care of what your window is going to look like. So if I move the slider, you can see that gives me more or less room, and the entire blog will stretch out my blog more or less across the page, depending on what it is that you want. The one thing you want to be mindful of when you do the right bar slider, your titles can get scrunched together. So you just want to be mindful of that when you're putting it together. Then your layout, I like to go ahead and leave the default layout, but there are options for you with where you want things to lay on your board when people are looking at them. Under Advanced, that's where you get to go ahead and change your text. So you can change the font style, and you can change the colors. So if you go to background, let's go ahead and do blog title. I want to make my blog title, let's say I want to do it black. So you can see it changes it to black. I want to change it to something a little bit more, maybe more of a thicker font. So I'll go with the Impact. You can go ahead and try the fonts just to see, which one stands out for you. So I'll go ahead and leave that one. Then I can do blog description. I don't have anything in a post right now, but in your blog description, it's going to change the color, and you can also change the text format. So tabs text, again, same thing. You can change what font you want that to look like. Your background post title, date header, and because I don't have anything in here, it's not highlighting anything. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it to this, go back to my Blogger, and I'm actually going to go back in and open up one of my blogs that I have previously done. So I'm going to click on this B up here and pull up one of my other blogs. And I don't like what this one looks like. So this is a different layout, and I did this intentionally because I wanted to go back and show you how I could change that. So under my template, I'm going to customize, taking it back to simple. And what I was using in that one was a dynamic, and you can see that you can choose how it lays out. And this might be, great for somebody who has a portfolio, or you might see a lot of food bloggers that use this kind of layout because they want people to see more in one setting. I go to simple because I want people to see just the blog that I'm working on at that particular point. So when they open up the downloading Google Chrome, for example, this is the blog that they would see, and they can scroll through them. Each of the blog titles will be over here, so they can also go ahead and click right on that blog. Because I'm in the design screen, you can't do that right at this point. But I could go ahead, go to my background, and change my backgrounds. And then you can see like my coloring isn't what it probably would need to be with this one. So I would could adjust my widths. I think my widths are okay. I could probably make my entire blog a little bit bigger. Again, the thing I worry about is if I get too big, then I can't see my titles very well, or I'd need to be mindful of moving my right slider. Layout, I'm going to stick with this one. Advanced, here is where I want to make a few changes. So my blog title, I want to go ahead and change my blog title to a black font. And I'm going to go ahead and pick kind of like this for the font. The color for the background isn't really what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can change that background color. And what I'm doing is, as I click on these, you can see it's highlighting what it is that I'm working on. Okay, so my post titles, those are, I'm going to change the font on that one to, let's go to Verdana. My date header looks okay. I'm not going to go ahead and mess with my post footers. I'll just leave them the gray and the white colors that they are. In gadgets, I can go ahead and change the font style again. Images, and this is looking at the image box. You can see how it lights up the image box and the accents. Okay, so I'm going to go up to the links, and I'm going to change this to, I don't like the blue. I'm going to keep it at the black. We'll go ahead and try to pick a blue that matches a little bit better with the design that's in the back here. And then we'll give it a kind of a green hover color. Okay, so when you hover over a link, that's the color that you will see. Okay, and here's the header background that I wanted to change. So I'm going to try different blues. If I don't really like the blue that I see, I can go ahead into a color palette and try and find something that's going to match a little bit more with my text. It's kind of more of a royal blue that's in there. So I'm just going to go ahead. That looks close enough for me, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Click on Apply to a blog, back to Blogger, and then when I go View Blogger, this is what my post is going to look like. So here I don't have anything in the new post. See the green when I hover over it? So I just had enter in the information. So I'm going to put information in about how to create a new post. Creating a blog using Blogspot will have this video in it. And then downloading Google Chrome. This is just a tutorial on how to download Google Chrome. So that's a very simple how to get started with creating a blog.